A study of the impactful insights of world-renowned neurologist Dr. Link, MD, PhD, describes her own near-death experience that led to her discovery of how the God particle in the human brain can be released, giving mankind the capability to find their ultimate purpose of life. A spiritual reckoning of enlightenment that can lead humanity on a world mission of universal scope towards a social revolution of collective global consciousness. Dr. Gianna J. Link, MD, PhD, a world-renowned neurologist with subspecialties in neuropsychiatry from Harvard, neurorehabilitation from Cornell, and neuroimmunology from the Karolinska Institute, who observed that her consulting work with patients on their spirituality often resulted in improving their health and their overall quality of life. One was narrated and produced by Jad Mihana, using his original music compositions. Mr. Mihana is a well-respected studio producer, virtuoso musician-composer who has a worldwide following.
Author Dr. G.J. Link has opened many minds and hearts recently with her thought-provoking, groundbreaking book, 1. A Guide to Enlightenment. A well-researched analysis of how recent discoveries concerning near-death experiences, often referred to as NDEs, have enhanced how science now better understands means to connect the brain's superconscious to the soul's ultimate experience. Dr. G.J. Link's book inspires the imagination and empowers the inner human essence, describing a purpose so important in today's age of chaos, warp speed, high-tech advances, anguish, despair, and lost spiritual purpose. A world-renowned neuroscientist and researcher with an international following, Dr. Link has postdoctorates in neuropsychiatry from Harvard, neurorehabilitation from Cornell, and neuroimmunology from Karolinska Institute, who observed that consulting with her patients on spirituality resulted in alleviating their disease and improved their overall quality of life. Her insightful ability to speak a common language enables the listeners to relate to their own instinctive personal reflections. The average person will be able to understand the explained scientific developments relating to the God particle in our brains and be made capable to experience the exhilarating intoxication of being one with the universe. In her book, Dr. Link researched the Enlightenment process, which was acquired by herself and others who encountered the near-death experience. She has elucidated an easy-to-follow procedure of how anyone who wishes can also attain enlightenment. The thrilling insight of our ethereal existence is revealed and supported by well-documented discoveries from quantum physics. The book explains how our true inner essence is connecting us with the universe and reveals our place within it. It exposes how we all belong in a circle of collective consciousness, a group purpose, searching together to find our real mission in life. Her easy-to-follow glossary of terminology and her list of impressive reference materials gives the reader the necessary tools to take the guided spiritual journey of their life. Dr. Link's thought-provoking message has mesmerized those who have come in contact with it. They become empowered with confidence and derive enhanced abilities to understand how true spiritual enlightenment will exalt their lives. The result leads them on a journey of discovering their life's purpose, as each and every one is finding internal peace in these chaotic times of our planet. Collectively, a positive force movement is created towards a global social revolution. The participant is guided through meditation to attain spiritual evolution, which ignites the superconscious mind and provides each with the wisdom to connect to the soul's divine power. Once spiritually transformed, intuition connects the inner essence, where infinite love and wisdom become intertwined with the God particle of the brain, and acts as a catalyst to result in the ultimate personal sanctification. An infant has no concept of God, and an atheist does not believe in that concept. Yet both have had similar NDEs. How can this phenomenon be explained? Science has tried experimenting with the spirit molecule, the neurotransmitter DMT, which causes a variety of hallucinations. Some scientists believe this is the cause for the visions in NDEs. Dr. Link believes this is not very likely, as NDEs are similar, involving the light, and result in enlightenment, which is not the case with DMT. Until recently, medicine has explained the NDE phenomenon as hypoxia to the brain. But Dr. Link states that it is not possible for an injured brain to be able to recall lucidly an experience. The NDE, as well as other human perceptions once attributed to supernatural speculations, are now being explored with cutting-edge scientific determination and precision. Multicultural international data of NDEs are similar, and those who cross over report that their lives have changed forever. Dr. Link points out that they have become enlightened by briefly experiencing the infinite love radiating from the light, which intuitively escapes from the opening gates of heaven. She claims that they are experiencing an unwavering belief that they have grasped their unity with the infinite, the great cosmic consciousness of humanity's source of existence.
Why would an international neuroscientist, educated at Harvard, Cornell, and other world-renowned universities, write about a non-scientific topic, such as NDE?
To help those interested in knowing that there is more to life than what we experience with our five senses, and to help those nearing the end of life to relinquish their fear of death. Most important of all, to help a global citizen obtain enlightenment so as to improve the human condition on our planet and to help our world survive.
Is your book of religious nature or supports faith healing?
No, absolutely not. It is for thought-provoking purposes only, and for those who are interested and wish to benefit from my personal encounter with a near-death experience and from my research based on it.
What scientific data do you have to support the NDE?
A recent excellent study was performed internationally involving more than 2,000 near-death experience subjects, and it concluded these events are real and cannot be explained by neuroscience.
What is your personal research data with the NDE?
I collected all the information from my patients who were reporting multiple similar encounters that convinced me of the relevance of the near-death experiences. However, my medical education had trained me to be a skeptic. I believed these accounts could be explained by neuroscience. That was until I had a near-death experience also.
Do you feel comfortable describing your NDE?
No, not really. Until I wrote my book, I rarely discussed this.
Why is that?
Because it is a profound personal experience which resonates in the essence of the soul, and to externalize this renders it subject to ridicule by the dense ones among us.
What science did you research around these phenomenon?
Quantum physics eloquently explains that we are one consciousness, which is supported by the experiments performed initially by Princeton University laboratories and now globally known as the Noetic Science Institute.
Has your neuroscience training helped you understand these elusive matters, such as consciousness?
Of course, analytical thought of any subject matter in life is crucial in understanding its composition and essence.
What do you wish to accomplish with your book?
To unite people on earth, knowing we're all one connected, and only united will we be able to survive and prevent the extinction of our species.
And how do you think that can be accomplished?
By becoming enlightened.
Can you explain how to accomplish this enlightenment?
By becoming a pure vessel in order to receive illumination, by developing our intuition, we know who we are in relation to the universe and what our mission in life is.
Most people will say, we can't do anything about the way the world is today because of the controlling forces in power. What do you have to say to that?
That is a misconception. United as one consciousness, we have the greatest power on the planet. The minute governing forces now in control cannot withstand the enormous energy of 7.4 billion people united. A life-altering event was my near-death experience. Before this experience, I was a high achiever, personality type A. I was self-righteous, high-strung, and pre-programmed for earthly prosperity. I had anxiety for the future, depression from the past, and many fears of the present. Most of all, I feared death. The thought of the unknown horrified me. All that changed the day I sustained a traumatic brain injury. The CAT scan of the brain revealed cerebral contusions and edema. I was unconscious except briefly in the emergency room. I gained some consciousness as the resuscitation team was working on me. I remember thinking then, I'm going to die. I heard the heart monitor alarm, and the flat line sound followed. Petrified, I thought, my dear God, I am dying. I tried to hang on to who I was, where I lived, what I was doing. My thought responses were slow and disappeared quickly as I could not hold on to them. At that point, I was frantic, and suddenly I was engulfed by a kaleidoscope of the most brilliant colors. I floated within this beautiful sea of pigments. My panic was replaced with peace and joy as the shades disappeared. However, in an instant, my entire life flashed in front of me, leaving me alone to judge myself. And I did so harshly. This was truly an agonizing moment. Then, the crystal clear thought of who I was started fading away, as I became diffused within the vast universe, which was me, and I was a part of it. At that point, I did not know where, who, or what I was. Just then, from a distance, I saw a radiant light that was rapidly approaching me, illuminating the vast space in its path and releasing such infinite love. I felt true bliss that intensified as I became closer and closer to this light. There was harmonious telepathic emotional communications. Instinctively, I knew that this was the right path to return home.
Dr. Link tells us the path towards enlightenment is joyful. It is a path that leads us to understand the success state of mind of the higher self, utilizing the subconscious mind and the innate bio-M energy field through quantum mechanics, exercising the intuition, accessing the superconscious mind, following the universal cosmic law, and understanding the great cosmic consciousness through the ethereal essence in which life's mission will be revealed. This process does not have any reference to any religious nor to any Eastern or Western philosophies of the world. It is not dependent on social, cultural, or self-imposed standards. But it is the core essence of who we all are collectively, and what the ultimate purpose in our life is individually. It is cultivated from a self-reliant existence, an enlightened state of being, our cosmic essence of the individual, which intuitively comes from within. The sound is one with the divine universal light, a journey of our own free will, a mission of our own destiny. Scientists in the new field of neurotheology hypothesize that religions are a result of cultural beliefs and thus nurture, while spirituality is in our genes and therefore part of nature. The scientific information is referenced from present published data, and with current advances in technology, being able to make the connection to understanding our true spirituality, which all humanity possesses. People across the globe, young, old, rich, poor, religious or not, thirst for spirituality and search for self-awareness. Diverse faiths have all sought to experience sacred dimensions and enlightenment in various ways. Some to find miracles, most to find peace and joy in their lives. All need love to exist. The next frontier of human evolution is our new age of enlightenment, an inner space hardwired in our DNA. It is our birthright. Many cultures are already part of this revolutionary awakening. The youth today are high-tech savvy. Most are aware of society's control, and they reject the established standards, calling them the Dark Ages. They see society's negativity and conditioning based on fear, hate, ignorance, prejudice, and greed, and they know that an essential part from their lives is missing. They pursue their freedom to find true meaning in life. Independently, they channel their energy as pathfinders into their uncertain future. They know that only a collective positive force can provide them with a viable destiny. From quantum physics, we know that everything is energy. There is a rhythmic vibration from the electromagnetic force existing in the physical world of the entire universe, in every human being and all life forms. All matter and all life vibrate at the precise level of the corresponding plane in which they dwell in existence, displaying distinct features with unique individuality. This collective energy is the means by which all life manifests and exists within its own individual corresponding plane. Higher levels of vibrational energy can be attained as it is finely tuned into the inner dimensions of the spiritual plane. The collective energy from the one source is perpetually infinite in intensity and vibration. Taking this path, a soul would ultimately reach a high enough level to rejoin with the God energy, the great cosmic consciousness. This is every human's destiny. Individuals who have had near-death experiences report that crossing over was associated with the most beautiful feeling they had ever experienced. They all wished they could stay there. After coming back, their personalities had changed for the better. They were no longer afraid, no fear of death. They became harmonious, content, tolerant, forgiving, and felt connected with all life. They had seen the light escaping through the gate of our divine home. Rare cases of negative experiences have been reported.
Dr. Link, in the 23 years of her medical profession,
has never encountered such an individual. Neuroscience cannot explain how an injured brain is able to retain the memory of the NDE. Today, so many mystical phenomena are at the cutting edge of our reality and vigorously studied by the sciences. Technology has evolved at warped speed, and now the time has come for our collective consciousness to evolve also and survive as a species. Today is the hour of calling for us all to enter the fourth dimension of time and join the worldwide spiritual social revolution. Many published accounts and media productions reflect the growing number of people who have had near-death experiences and were transformed. They radiate this tremendous positive energy. They know we are all one, interconnected, part of the same infinite plan. All peoples, all nations, all beliefs. We are all one and the same, yet individuals with our own intimate relationship with the Almighty. The universal cosmic consciousness is the single timeless intelligence of the unified, infinite energy field. It encompasses all existence, from the subatomic particles to the vast universe. It sustains the configuration of the cosmos, a great cosmic consciousness that is invincible. It nourishes and heals our body, mind, and spirit with peaceful harmony, eternal love, and pure joy that leads to a wisdom that is connected to the God particle in our brain. The result is success in the mission of finding our ultimate purpose and life's miracles, our destiny. A person in tune with the infinite intelligence has access to their superconscious mind. This is the state of mind referred to as a flash of genius, and responsible for attaining true wisdom and divine intuition. It transforms the thought process in understanding the infinite intelligence, acquiring a silent power that is a fearless inner light force, that is its own shield from negative forces. This connection is possible for us all. It is achieved through our cosmic essence, which bonds us with the infinite energy. The ability for premonition through enlightenment is a gift all who had a NDE possess. Their benevolent deeds are absolute. They are spiritually accomplished, compassionate, tolerant, and possess a depth of peaceful awareness of all surroundings. They are intuitively conscious that we are all connected through our cosmic essence with the one infinite light. A successful life obeys and follows the due process of the universal cosmic law, which is always at play and can create miracles. Our ethereal cosmic essence is in charge of our physical state and does control all events in our lives, harnessing the universal cosmic law. We see it from time to time when a terminally ill person miraculously survives and becomes healthy. Obeying the universal cosmic law is part of becoming enlightened. Everything in existence has its own electromagnetic field at the quantum subatomic level. The type of energy released is the energy which will return to the initiator. The positive or negative force emitted is exponentially affected by its path. Many well-intentioned people wonder why something they thought was good turned out bad. This is because they acted from the outer self, the thinking brain, rather than listening to their inner voice, the melody of their cosmic essence. Should negative or positive energy be released, it will continue on its path, oblivious to the intentions of the initiator. Many good people struggle in life, not knowing what to expect, what to do, where to go, and how to live. This was never the intention of life. They have lost their way and have forgotten their mission. By becoming an enlightened being, one always knows their relation with the universe, who they really are, where they are ultimately going, and what their mission in life is. In our high-tech culture, most people live from day to day, reacting to the external stimuli: work, family, friends, entertainment. They are consumed by all the noise. To live within the internal cosmos is to be enlightened. Matter and energy are interchangeable. Energy can neither be destroyed nor created. The atoms of all matter composed have been circulating since the Big Bang, and all matter contains some atoms from trillions of years ago. These atoms contain a tremendous amount of energy. Under pressure, like a nuclear fission, these atoms change to pure energy. We are all in a state of matter transiently, and ultimately will return into our purified form of energy. We are power units, functioning as part of the celestial universal energy. When we increase our positive energy during our physical existence, we will evolve and transform to assimilate with the great cosmic consciousness, our celestial existence commanded by our immortal soul. The mystical transformation fills us with unlimited personal power and a loving sense of belonging, increasing our perception of beauty, elevating us to a greater revelation of inner self-discovery, and guiding us by our intuitions to a higher sacred plane of existence. To be enlightened is to be first a master of oneself, and then a master of one's micro-environment. The enlightened beings discover the deep mysteries of our world. They encounter the sacred source of the universe and the evolution of our spirit life form. They are leading us to our home, of the eternal light, to the infinite love. The fourth dimension of time beckons us to its door.
Where were you? This is the first question asked of me by the Nuremberg, West German emergency room physicians on February 14th, 1969. I died in one step backward into a German garage pit, and it changes my life forever. I felt an impact on the back of my head. The base of my skull collided with the edge of the garage pit's cement floor. I lunged violently forward, only to fall the rest of the way and, in the darkness, into the bottom of the pit. It felt like I was being held as my body struck deep within the cement pit and lay still. My mind began to seek, who's holding me? There was no pain, only a sensation impossible to explain. Where am I? Why am I standing? Is it possible to be looking down at my own body? In these moments, as the sweetness of God's light prevailed, I began to see what others cannot understand, at least until death occurs in physical form. My questions were answered even before I asked them, which had me totally calm. Is this reality? As I'm given permission to then place my hand through the middle of my form. I'm transparent. I extend my right hand through the middle of my body to distinguish a different physical body, an undeniable form that is not solid, but see-through. A spiritual being. In a few words, how does one share with you what I know in life after death? In my book it's written, because God is, this story belongs to everyone. But in spoken words, life continues. It's the one thing I'm sure of. And I know this because of what I experienced. More importantly, there's one thing I know. God exists.
The enlightened ones become detached from the negative forces and preserve their positive energy. In this age of deception, society is plagued with chaos, malice, greed, ignorance, violence, hatred, laziness, vengeance, guilt, destruction, loneliness, cowardice, poverty, decadence, strife, jealousy, and all the other vices stemming from fear, emitting a dark energy which decomposes the possessor from inside. The enlightened ones see beyond the physical plane of existence, where time does not exist. They have an inner perception into the true perspective of life. They possess a sixth sense, which reveals the secrets of the universe. They open the door of intuition, leading them to all the resources and the insight to see the inevitable future evolution of humanity through the eyes of the soul. Self-reliance is an essential quality of the enlightened being. It is the focus, the very essence of personal development. It concentrates on the key qualities of individualism, an integral part of the intellectual and ethical principles, by following one's conscience. Therefore, rejecting the established negative norms of society. The path to enlightenment is not easy, yet the sacrifice satisfies the internal yearning to be fulfilled by being connected with the infinite and to be rewarded with a clear conscience. It is human nature to be free to pursue our innate potential. Yet, society has enslaved humanity by conditioning us mentally. Mankind cannot be enslaved for long. Ultimately, there will be an uprise, a revolution for intellectual, emotional, and spiritual freedom. Collectively, we can and must detach ourselves from all cultural decadence and avoid being a hostage to society's indoctrinations. Enlightenment is and must be for all. Otherwise, ignorance prevails and renders oblivion. Unknowingly, people conform to a society which subjugates them, cares little for their individual freedom, and is a society where no spiritual improvement can exist. Yet, the large majority of people conform to society's programs and addictions, in exchange for a level of status and material possessions. Lack of awareness results in a world of conformity reality. Self-reliance does provide the freedom to break away from the limitations set by the cultural herd. Only then can one be liberated and enjoy life's bliss. Most people in society escape behind their obligation to family, job, or country. They find solace in delusional escapes, reliant on a selfish ego, which finds satisfaction with money, drugs, and entertainment. All these mask the lack of responsibility for taking life's natural, unique path. Our society needs to be transformed. This can only be achieved by becoming a collective consciousness, by launching a global spiritual movement, a peaceful social revolution for the combined enlightenment of all. Once enlightened, we will intuitively know what is true and be aware of the treachery in this age of deceit. History has seen many social revolutions. Now, time is of essence for us to take on the challenge and to possibly prevent the imminent extinction of our species. Once we are free, we can join forces with the infinite. In union, we can help each other participate by living a life in the collective consciousness. Then, positive energy will emanate globally and restore the peace, harmony, and love in our world. This is the only way our species will survive. Intuition is the fundamental concept. It is the lighthouse of our souls. It is the fire within, which we must follow individually and collectively. When we tune in to our intuition, it will always guide us correctly on our destined path. When entering the innermost part of our being, we will never be alone. Great people have acknowledged that the inner light was the catalyst in their amazing achievements, which made tremendous advances in our civilization.
Chapter 10. Intuition. Intuition eludes definition, yet we all know what it is, and it has a major role in our everyday lives. Intuition is always present, whether we're aware of it or not. It could be described as that superconscious perception that drives us to justify a deep-seated belief. It is an intangible awareness without knowledge. It's different from thinking. It's unlike reasoning or calculating. It's a clear, spontaneous, perfect insight that's perceived independently of the individual's preceding experiences or knowledge. It's a deep, immediate, and accurate sense of perception that could not be known through simple logic. The intuitive thought is necessary to access the individual superconscious mind. Great people throughout history have had flashes of genius, resulting in technological marvels and advancing our civilization. Intuition is an unfathomable perception without understanding how it came about or why. It has been referred to as more powerful than intellect, gut feeling, or conviction. It is always reading our life situation, ready to steer us right. It can be a great gift when noticed, or it can be easily dismissed with detrimental consequences. There is subjective evidence combined with objective research, which proposes that intuition is a crucial trait in humans, helping us interact with the environment and formulate the correct decisions in life. The power of intuition has been investigated by the cognitive sciences, elucidating the strong but sometimes enigmatic presence of this unconscious reasoning in our lives and thoughts. It's been used by the military and has helped troops make quick judgments during combat that saved their lives. Intuition is the superconscious mental state between the universal cosmic mind and one's individual discriminating mind. Historically, old texts describe intuition as knowledge acquired through illumination, that is, mystical in nature. Interpretations of intuition relate to those with the ability to prophesy through intuitive perception and knowledge. However, some recent texts define intuition as the fundamental capacity of human reason to comprehend the true nature of reality. Intuition is pre-existing knowledge residing in the soul of eternity and provides mathematical and other cosmic validities not reached by reason. These truths are accessible to our intuitive capacity, involving our superconscious mind. Intuition gives glimpses of greater esoteric knowledge. Its role in the advancement of scientific discoveries has been reported by some scientists, whose inventions were due to an intuitive process. Typically, how and why this flash of genius transpires remains unclear to the thinker, and science has been unable to fully elucidate this process. As a faculty of immediate knowledge in the mind, intuition is beyond the mental process of conscious thinking. It is generally believed that as evolutionary beings, humans are not fully developed and are in a transitional period. Intuition in humanity is just a glimpse of a wider and higher self-knowing awareness beyond human intelligence. With time, intuition will be the main function of human thought, and thinking will become a secondary activity of the mind. Living in the state of intuition is one of the ultimate aims of humanity. It takes intuition to have an experience through which one can come in contact with and experience the one reality.
The subconscious mind influences our deepest feelings and thoughts, as well as how we behave and perceive our world. It exercises significant impact on our behavior. Hypnosis is often used to communicate with the subconscious mind. Thought manifests through fields of bioelectromagnetic energy, BioM, similar to photons, and then can be recorded. From the brain, the electroencephalogram, EEG, maps the bioelectromagnetic energy field activity. From the heart, this is accomplished with the electrocardiogram, EKG. The bioelectromagnetic energy field of the mind is released as energy of thought and emotion. The subconscious mind is always awake and in charge of the body. It is possible through a deep, relaxed condition to reach the subconscious mind during specific stages of transcendental meditation. Under hypnosis, the affirmations given are known to ultimately produce the expected results. A person can achieve enlightenment when a state of mind is reached, so as to be able to connect with the infinite intelligence. When applied, the subconscious mind is responsible for the production of all our accomplishments. It is connected to the superconscious mind, which is one with the infinite intelligence. It sets in motion the unseen, unintelligible forces that control every action in human life. Belief is the ingredient which transforms the vibration of mankind's thoughts into magnetic energy. This energy is utilized by the subconscious mind to reach the infinite. Faith gives the thoughts power. It is the chemist of the conscious mind. Faith transmits to the subconscious mind the positive energy, and it translates it into spiritual energy, so as to reach and connect with the infinite intelligence. Many techniques for meditation have been developed. Some document a change in brain activity. This method of focusing the mind is often used for the expansion of human potential. It can increase the insight and maintain well-being. Most affirmations are successful once given with a strong conviction of purpose and maintain high spiritual principles. Meditation is a key component of self-empowerment. A state of trance is a form of meditation, and one popular method is transcendental meditation. Through the deepest stage of this meditation, it is possible to connect with the superconscious mind and attain the knowledge within it. All can achieve this by creating perfect stillness of a pure mind, while experiencing the ambience which radiates beauty and harmony from the light of creation residing within us all. A deep trance can be achieved through monitored breathing, decreasing the heart rate, and focusing on being in the One. Enlightenment during this meditation can lead us to become aware of what our life's mission is. Serenity and balance can be developed through regular trance meditation, and by muting the world's outer noise, we can hear loud and clear our inner voice. The strength of silence through meditation will move one away from the ego and propel them into their cosmic essence, their soul, their spirit. Here one adapts to the spiritual dimensions that follow the light, where heightened perception allows us to listen to the music of the soul. Meditation is a silent communication with the ethereal life force field, with its heightened dimensions of light, love, and divine energy. This ethereal life force field affirms and provides the tools to activate spiritual evolution. The gift of the sixth sense, or extrasensory perception, is an indicator of one who possess highly evolved dimensions of mind and soul. It is derived from a mental trance state, which overcomes the constraints of an ordinary life. It allows the one to sense feelings, have premonitions, dreams, and flashes of ideas that regular society lacks. It can be developed, and it is inevitable in the next evolution of human consciousness. Our existence is ephemeral. Once our mission is fulfilled, we will follow the privileged ones who have returned home, rising above our world's despair and confusion, having positively influenced the collective consciousness, one which we are all connected. The state of mind is a person's recognized philosophical framework for receiving, generating, and substantiating knowledge at a given moment, and for creating an individual's beliefs. Faith propels and magnetizes the mind. It transforms the self to master fate. Knowledge of the infinite comes from within. Faith provides courage and self-confidence to change the impossible to the possible. Thought impulses produce the magnetic energy to engage the infinite intelligence and to create miracles. By having an organized, definite plan of action, and by creating the biomagnetic power field, which elicits the principles of the universe, you will influence your life accordingly. When the laws of nature are observed, the ideas derived from the infinite become the workshop of genius, able to create evolutionary changes and influence man's future. Ultimately, positive affirmative emotions cause the subconscious mind to vibrate with faith's magnetic force, thus transforming it into the supernatural energy which is required to activate the infinite intelligence. Global consciousness, otherwise known as collective consciousness or the One, is the universal storehouse of all mankind's knowledge. It is timeless and shared by all humanity. It is the foundation of the superconscious mind, accessed individually and collectively Throughout history, sages in all cultures have described the unifying field of consciousness. There is emerging scientific evidence which suggests that the existence of a noosphere, or an interconnected human consciousness, persists on a global scale. Pioneering physicist Sir James Jeans wrote, "The stream of knowledge is heading toward a non-mechanical reality. The universe begins to look more like a great thought than like a great machine. Mind no longer appears to be an accidental intruder into the realm of matter. It is the creator and governor of the realm of matter. The universe is immaterial, mental, and spiritual." Some physicists admit that the universe is a mental construction. For the past 15 years, data has been collected by the noetic sciences that synchronizes the massive global activity generated during a great world event. Two examples are the death of Princess Diana and the tragedy of 9/11. Scientifically, global or collective consciousness is defined as the energy and information processing network created by 7.4 billion humans on the planet, interacting on many levels. Quantum energy in the collective consciousness is a fundamental transformation in the relations of a significant segment of all humans to each other and to nature. When a major event synchronizes the feelings of people on the planet, the network of quantum tunneling becomes structured. Otherwise, our brain network is a random sequence correlating a coherent consciousness, which reflects order in our world. Subtle interactions link us with each other and with the Earth. The collective consciousness is apparent in the observed data from a global network of generators, which are located at 70 sites around the planet. They are detecting the presence of activity from the global consciousness, which is associated with major world events engaging our minds and hearts. These effects are crucial, empowering us collectively as one consciousness to make the changes in our world systems. We know that global consciousness has effects in the physical world. We are all connected, whether by use of negative or positive thoughts and emotions. There has been a shift in the scientific view of reality toward a multidimensional universal perspective, well known by the ancient spiritual traditions. We must understand the interconnections of our changing world so we can navigate it with insight and wisdom. Ultimately, the global consciousness represents experiences, problems, opportunities, and challenges we all face individually and collectively. Our collective consciousness transcends limitations. It utilizes the reservoir of mankind's intellectual force and applies the spiritual laws in order to create solutions beyond the individual's boundaries, and it makes the seemingly impossible materialize. Spiritual and scientific perspectives are being envisioned as connected, now involving the cosmic collective consciousness. The archaic views of subatomic particles is now being replaced to intrinsically include the nature of human consciousness. As we continue to develop our awareness, we often experience the notion that we live in an invisible energy of electromagnetic force, which permeates and surrounds anything through which energy flows, including us, as electrically charged objects through space and time. An electromagnetic unified field, which is in everything in the universe, and is instantaneously connected to all else as one in unity. The reflection of mankind's inner turbulence is expressed as global chaos, and we are observing the changes occurring in our world, requiring us to either evolve or perish. The Earth will heal itself after we disappear, as it has done before, from all previous civilizations. A positive global collective, noosphere, is proposed to be formed, so humanity can evolve into a new civilization and prevent the collapse of our ecological system. The spiritual revolution in our world is the beginning of our new reality. It is a transformation, acknowledging the ancient mystical awareness used by the world's sages as the energy, which exists in all and is all. This quantum energy, as subatomic phenomena, operates within a single intelligent framework, expanding into the multidimensional universal realities, and awaits for us to evolve as one in unison. New quantum physics demystifies the complex physical universe and present us with a guide for our world's changes, helping us understand the problems, challenges, and opportunities we face, and what we must do collectively during this time of our great transition. A person who stands triumphant after a tormented past is especially gifted, a leader among us, an exceptional human being. The past has a purpose, to help mold us into the person we need to be. Meditate, fast, walk in nature, enjoy a peaceful feeling of fundamental love, and be in tune with your cosmic essence. It will help you hear your inner voice loud and clear. Only our cosmic essence will lead us to the definite answers we need to know. When all dark clouds pass and negative energy annihilates itself, then our spirits are free. Tenacity of spirit, trusting in the universal law, and acting sensibly is essential. The positive or negative energy which we exude returns upon us exponentially. Enlightened people, famous or not, have always existed throughout human history. In today's age of a new era of awakening, of a spiritual revolution, we all collectively, as enlightened individuals, need to dominate the earth to save the planet from the 1% elite and its impeding self-destruction. Life's bliss is living from within. Having a richer life is knowing we can change it. By changing ourselves, we can change the world we perceive. We already know that deep down, the truth is within us all. If every human being takes action to change his or her inner universe, so as to dwell in infinite love, project all the branches of love, and reject all fear, then our planet will resonate to the collective global positive energy. The result will be that the Earth will become a blissful place of habitat. To be enlightened is to become cognizant of life's mission. When life becomes difficult, placing blame is a waste of energy. All events occur because they must, and they do so for a reason. We are obligated to learn from them, to pass the tests in life, so as to eventually graduate and merit the award of death. Then, the ultimate gift is to be one within the infinite.